Welcome to a little side-by-side comparison of two Lenovo Ultrabooks. We have the business class Lenovo X1 carbon fiber, very light, very durable. Available online by special order. They're about $2,100. It has the Core i7 CPU at 2 GHz. A very large touchpad, a little joystick mouse, a backlit keyboard with piano keys, or chiclet keys as some people call them, a 14-inch screen, 720p HD webcam, noise cancelling microphones, dual microphones on both sides. Very nice laptop, very light, very thin. And on the other side we have the Lenovo U430 Touch with a i5 processor, HD webcam, dual noise cancelling microphones. Both of them are running Windows 8.1. Both have backlit keyboards, very large multi-touch displays and touchpads. The X1 Carbon has a 240 gig solid state hard drive, where the Ideapad U430 Touch has a 500 gig hybrid drive, so it has 24 gigs of solid state for performance boosting and more storage, but a little less performance, which we will see in a benchmark test that was ran on both of them. The U430 Touch definitely takes a losing hand. 99.3 megabytes per second average during a HD speed test on the C drive, where the X1 Carbon 487 megabytes per second, almost 5 times the performance with the SSD that comes in the X1 Carbon. So, both of them are very responsive to your touch, to your applications launching, to scrolling left and right, to launching applications. Everything they seem to do, they're both pretty much instant with everything. One of the things you're probably going to do a lot of is shut it down and start it up. Who wants to sit and wait for that? So we'll go ahead and shut both of them down. I'm in a hurry, I have to go. Let's quickly shut them both off. Both of them are very quick to power down. The X1 Carbon is a little bit faster at shutting down than the U430. Then we'll look at how long it takes to boot them up. You put them both on a tabletop together. You hit both of the power buttons at the same time, and you watch them both start up. It looks like the X1 Carbon is faster, but they both get to Windows at the same time, and they're both ready to go at the same time, which is instantly as soon as they get in there. So, all in all, there's not really a whole lot of a startup advantage to the X1 Carbon in that case. Performance seems to be about the same launching applications and using them on a regular basis. The hard drive is going to way outperform on the X1 Carbon, and you'll notice that when doing a large volume of photos or movies, as opposed to just everyday things like pictures and Facebook and me in the IT world troubleshooting network devices and connectivity. You're going to see a couple of comparisons with the physical attributes of them as well. The screens, when we put the two right up against each other, the thickness of the screens is almost identical. I say almost identical because they're beveled a little bit differently. So the U430 Touch has a little bit of a cosmetic advantage because of the way it's beveled. Looks a little bit more like an Apple product. If we look at the chassis, the palm rest, the backs of them are at the exact same height. The X1 Carbon is a little bit thinner, however, at the base of the palm rest. And by a little bit, I'm talking about a millimeter. Wouldn't be too recognizable by most people. Build quality is relatively impressive. The one thing I have noticed that I don't see a whole lot of is on both of these particular models, the palm rest and the base, you can very comfortably fit your fingernail in both of them. The U430 is quite a bit larger. It's a little more notable. The display model at Best Buy did not have that problem, however, so it's not something that affects every one of them. But it can kind of show the U430 is assembled in a much faster pace with a little less attention to detail than the X1 Carbon. On the left-hand side of the X1 Carbon, we have a power port, which is the same on the U430. It takes the new Lenovo style AC adapter. A side exhaust vent for heat from CPU cooling. One USB port, which also will charge your devices while connected. While the laptop is powered off, you can charge your phone or whatever off of that USB port. On the right-hand side, we have our XD slot, our SD card slot, headphone jack, display port, and a second USB port, and a Kensington lock jack. The U430 Touch gives you a reset button, which is indented so you don't accidentally hit it. A gigabit hardwired Ethernet jack, which collapses slightly. A HDMI out, standard HDMI, not a display port. USB 3.0, and a headphone jack. Backlit keyboard, which both of them feature. Battery's getting low. Both of them have about a 10-hour battery life when all said and done. The battery and power LED indicator on the side so you can tell if it's powered on while it's closed. SD card slot, 2 more USB ports, giving the U430 3 USB ports as opposed to 2, and the power jack for charging. When the two are up against each other, there's virtually no difference in thickness at all. They're both very, very thin Ultrabooks. With the lids closed, they would be completely flat if it weren't for the beveled edge on the U430's screen, tapering it down. They're the exact same thickness when folded up sitting on a table. The X1 Carbon is significantly lighter, both of which are very rigid. Neither of them feel like they're chintzy or flimsy whatsoever. The aluminum of the U430 Touch makes it feel like it's a little more sturdy, but I bet you they're about equal as far as stability is concerned in the chassis. So, U430 Touch available right now for $679 at any local Best Buy. X1 Carbon available by special order or on Amazon Zones CDW business class, $2,100. Thickness about the same, lighter, faster boot time, much faster hard drive, faster CPU technically, both perform extremely well. Both boot up at about 13 seconds. Both have equivalent battery life, about 10 hours. And that should help you make a decision if you're comparing the two. Thank you for watching.